friends, and welcome to Nov Event. We are happy to welcome you this evening. I'll briefly state the agenda for the day. We are going to end with our trademark networking and snacks. So tables are laid out at the rear of the auditorium. So we'll conclude with our traditional snacks and networking. Please make the most of that networking opportunity. Just before snacks and networking, we'll have a demo from Baba Life, and before which we will have a demo from Life Mojo. Okay, Namit and his team are going to lead that demo, and we will begin the session with our lead speaker, who is going to lead the discussion this evening. I have the privilege of welcoming Mr. Senthil Kumar Sundaram from Microsoft India. Senthil has been with Microsoft for close to 2.5 years now. Until very recently, he was the head of MSN Mobile in India, driving their strategies. His recent assignment is with the Consumer and Online Products Division. So he has the benefit of seeing multiple views to same type of problem statements or opportunities. It brings great amount of diversity. So just a little bit of background about a small discussion that we had with Senthil. So Senthil wasn't keen to really present slide after slide, which works perfectly well for us. So he just has very few slides just to train the discussion, and he has said that he would like to engage us in worthwhile discussion using his experience in the starting phase. With that, I welcome Senthil to the forum.
Thanks, Raja, for those kind words. Really privileged to be talking to this group. This is my first experience with Momo. So, I've been cautious about what I talk. And in fact, when Raja called me the other day saying that you should come and present to us, I, in fact, first declined, saying that I don't want to come and give jam to people, right? So it's waste of my time as well as your time. So then Raja suggested that don't give jam, but at least talk about your experiences, that engage with the community about the challenges, issues that you face, and try to get some ideas in the platform. So that's a good idea. So I thought, I'm not doing with slides, but very few slides, but want to engage with some discussions, interesting discussions. So I represent the consumer and online businesses. So just to spending one more minute on this. Essentially, what Microsoft okay. So essentially, Microsoft reorganized the businesses last year, sometime last year, and said that we'll organize instead of business verticals, product verticals. We said we'll organize businesses around the consumer. So we take online like MSN, Windows Live, Windows Mobile, multiple properties around the consumer as a central focus. So that division, the business group, got formed last year, and I lead the business operations for the India subsidiary. So, of course, there's a fine print which says, the views expressed in this presentation are my own, my personal, it's not Microsoft India's representation at all. So, as I said, the agenda is not to talk beyond, but more to engage with the audience, reflect upon my experiences over the last 8-9 years in the mobile industry, the challenges that we have undergone, what could have gone better, and what we could do perhaps as a community. So that's the intention that I have, and in fact, of course, I would love to follow up with the community in terms of how we could take some of the initiatives forward. Before I start, I just want to have a account of how many of you are actually from the developer community and how many of you are from the business side in terms of marketing or business development, sales, etc., from the mobile ecosystem. So if you just raise hands, how many of you are part of the developer community? Great. So most of you are from the developer community. So it's great. Started with ITC after my post-graduation till 2000. I was with ITC in sales and marketing. Then moved to IS Cellular. Actually joined Tata Cellular in 2000, which after merger with Reliance became IS Cellular. So I was with the corporate marketing group for about 2 years with IDEA. Running value-added services. Then moved to value-added services. The infamous push-to-talk launched, the first launch in India in 2004. Then briefly with a company called Kodiak in Bangalore. In fact, Raja and I shared the same lineage. Associated with a company called Kodiak, and they are very popular in a service called instant voice conferencing. And then joined Microsoft, also associated with the first ever mobile search launch. So that's the journey that I've traversed briefly in my career. The benefit that I have, the blessing that I have, it's been on both sides of the table. I've been on the carrier side working with service providers. I've been on the service provider side working with carriers. So the views that I expressed in this presentation are, from both sides of the table. So hope I'm not taking biased view at all. Some of the reflections as I go back, the services that I've been associated with, right from the Idea Cellular days, we launched multilingual SMS in 2002, voice SMS, which was a killer app at that point in time, then push to talk, instant conferencing, mobile search, right? So there are some of the common issues or things which actually poses challenges across the services. Just wanted to table these for our discussion and thought process. One is ease of use. Many of the times, both on the carrier side as well as service provider side, we tend to focus on innovation. We want to bring the best product out in the market in terms of, being completely different from what the competitors offer. We wanted to have a differentiating service. But in the midst of all that, hurry to be innovative, we tend to forget that we need to have a simple and user-friendly experience. The case in point is the multilingual SMS, right? So way back in 2002 when we launched, we want to be first in the market. We want to be, the most compelling service in the market. But, all it involved was the consumer has to send an SMS to a short code, get the translation done, then forward to a user. It just failed. We had great expectations of the product because we were the first to hit the market, but it never took off. The learning from that whole thing is that even if you have a great product idea, unless you make it really user-friendly, it's not going to fly. That, in fact, applies across, not just multilingual SMS, but many of the product launches that I've seen in my experience have gone through that, rigor. Second is carrier adoption. Now, being on the carrier side, I can say confidently that while we sign up for a bunch of services that we want to launch, only a few see right at the end of the day, with marketing backing in terms of dollar spend, etc., etc. There are a few reasons why carriers do that. One is in terms of their own priorities, right? So they have, for instance, carriers like Airtel or Vodafone, they have global priorities. They want, they have a global mandate to launch certain services, etc. So, we have a great product, for example, instant conferencing that I can talk about, Kodiak, right? As an end user today, I want to use Apple service on my mobile phone. I want to call 10 people instantly just now instead of waiting for a bridge being set up, etc. This is the right product to have, but today I don't have it. My carrier doesn't offer that. So this is an irony that we have in this market where we have killer apps, but which don't reach end users for whatever reasons. The third is scale. Talking about again voice SMS, which was a killer service when we launched. When we launched with a 30-day free offer, the traffic went 10x, our expectations, vis-a-vis our expectations. The service completely, got pulled down because the servers couldn't scale. So that was a short-sighted approach that both as a partners, we and the service provider had. We couldn't scale up the service, and eventually the service had to fail. And that again I faced across multiple services, not just voice SMS, just a case in point. And finally, value proposition. Now you may have a great service as mobile search. Mobile search by itself is a fantastic application, right? It helps you get information on the move, wherever, whatever time you plan, what you want. But by itself, I don't see that as a service having great value proposition. How can we drive users to use the service, make it as a habit? That's the challenge that we have. That's the challenge that we are facing today as a business. So that's why I think we can actively participate, contribute, collaborate to drive mass adoption. So that's some of the reflections that I've had. I think it applies to services, most of the services that I encountered today. So some of the challenges and therefore the opportunities that I see for this community, the foremost is in terms of leveraging the community for stronger partnerships. I'll give you an example. If you take mobile search as a service, now it's a great application, but to drive really consumer adoption, you need to have intelligent applications built overlaid on mobile search. If I'm, for example, searching for restaurants in Guatemala, right? So as a response, I can